moving forward from Jamaican
moving forward,
music.
I would like to see just different beats coming out.
Yeah.
Just different beats and a bit more dignity from the women.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the women like wear short mini skirts and
Crazy.
just half naked, and it's not an ideal situation for the next generation, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Next generation are not healthily learning from, you know, half naked people, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But the beats need to up their game, and there need to be more women pushed out into the music industry.
Yeah.
The boys are doing good, I've got to admit, but the women need to do better.
Better.
Yeah.
I understand. And you see, like, as a woman, yeah, like, you see another important thing that you touched on there, yeah?
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I feel like it's kind of like, because I'm very blunt, by the way, yeah? So sometimes I try to think before I say certain words.
I'm like that, but I get told off.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't get told off, but sometimes, you guys, yeah, no, I'm joking. And then sometimes, so what I'm trying to say, like, we've got people, for a good few years now, people who try to manipulate this thing of, like, power, women empowerment, you know, like, and then at the same time, it's like sexualizing women's bodies. You know, like we've been seeing on social media for a good few years now.
Exactly,
like, you get what I'm trying to say? And even for me, as a man with two kids, I've got 3 kids, I've got 2 girls. And it's like, with daughters, it's like, I see some of the manipulation online, like I say, with what they do, like empowerment, you know, like sex sales, all of this nonsense. And it's like, sometimes, for me personally, I feel like, like a lot of women, a lot of girls don't need to sexualize themselves. You're going to say to get attention, and it's like it's pretty. I'll be honest with you. For me, it's pretty sad because I could be your typical man, right? To just look at a picture and think to myself, oh, that's sexy, and just look at the other way. You get me? But after a while, when I see it all over the place, and on my algorithm, I don't know why, but I keep on. What I'm seeing more than ever now, a lot of these girls who are using the fitness industry to sexualize themselves as well. Let's keep it real. All of us see it. If people want to talk about it, cool. If people don't want to talk about it, I'll talk about it on the red chair. You get me? There's a lot of people who trying to play the game, a lot of women who sexualizing themselves in different industries. But when you talk about it, sometimes they like to kind of try to shut you out, to try to use certain words. No, like, you got to say that. What are your thoughts in general, overall, like in terms of like all of these girls in the music industry, like I said, the fitness industry, and all of these social media industries that you can blatantly see that a lot more girls are using their bodies to attract a following, or you're going to say like to build a brand. But as a man, we see through all of that shit. A lot of these bitches, I'm sorry, are using their bodies to, you're going to say, to get whatever they want. To get whatever they want to get. Like, what are your thoughts as a real, you get what I'm trying to say, as a real woman with dignity?
In my honest opinion,
yeah.
Say if your daughter went out and did that shit, you wouldn't like it because that's your daughter, right?
Absolutely.
So when the next man does it to someone else's female relative, they wouldn't like it. So why do it to someone else? And these women need to just stop it because they're putting themselves at risk. It's like if you see your woman down the street with a short miniskirt, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's entitled to go and do what she wants. But a man has no right to go and expose her the way he's doing.
Yeah.
Because no one didn't expose his mother or daughter or whatever.
I totally understand what you mean.
In my opinion, nowadays, I'm not being rude, but kids are having babies. They're not adults. The kids are having kids.
Big facts.
And, you know, to have a role model of a kid bringing up a kid, it's not a role model. Yeah, you can't lock your daughters and sons up forever, but you need to have a lot of discipline. Because back in the day, there was a lot of discipline. Yeah, it was harsh, slap discipline, but it did work and it didn't work. But you can't slap up your kid now, blah, blah, blah. But it's like with the phone business. They want to get rid of the phone because of what happened to that transgender girl. But you don't need phones at a dinner table and phones here and phones there. The next generation are going to be having phones and tablets, and they're not going to be knowing the meaning of respecting a woman or respecting a man, in my opinion.
So, even like, I feel like some people are pissed. Some women, I feel like, oh my God, because you see that the beauty about being able to see ahead for years to come or whatever, you can try to you can prevent yourself from making certain mistakes, and one of the reasons why I'm even like what sometimes I go down this avenue is because I see, like you said, there's a lot of there's a lot of young
Yeah.
parents in this generation now. And what's happening is like, at least back in our days, again, we're not too old, but in our days, our parents never had social media, you get me?
Exactly.
And
there you go.
a lot of people are not realizing it now because it's still early into like a lot of people having kids, and kids are still quite young. But on social media, obviously it's still happening, and I'm sure a lot. Maybe someone might find this this interview or like a clip somewhere, whatever, and they actually might relate. Like a child somewhere who has got a child who's getting bullied because of their mum, the mum, the mother, she's on social media busting it down on all of these websites. It's like come on, that's actually crazy. You get me? Like when do you think because I feel like sometimes lines get blurred between cool, you're a mum, but you can still obviously do your thing, whatever. But I feel like once again, some people just use that like take it a little bit too far in terms of like this, like I can be free, I can do whatever I've got to do.
You can't you can't be their best friend, really. Because there's a topic on loose women the other week about you're either a mother or you're the best friend.
Yeah, the friend.
It was very interesting.
Yeah.